Hello and welcome to Newsblitz. I'm Grace Ike. Before we continue, remember the coronavirus is a deadly disease. Always wash your hands regularly with soap for at least 20 seconds, or you can use hand sanitizer. Now, do not forget to wear face masks when outside and maintain physical distancing. The Supreme Court on Friday described the dissolution of local government in Oyo State and their replacement with caretaker committees as illegal. Justice Adamu Jara upheld an earlier judgment of the Court of Appeal which okayed the deregistration of the National Unity Party and 73 others. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced last year that it deregistered the political parties over their inability to win any election during the 2019 general elections. Justice Jauro, however, in his judgment, said the deregistration of National Unity Party, one of the 74 parties, was done in line with the laws and compliance with the extant provisions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act. In the meantime, the senators adjourned plenary session for 14 days to enable the lawmakers observe the Salah break. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, who made the announcement on the floor of the chamber, said the break would last for 2 weeks, commencing from Thursday, May, till Tuesday, the 18th of May 2021. This announcement was made shortly after the lawmakers met with service chiefs and security heads for over 4 hours behind closed doors. Georgina Ndukwe-Zayeka was there and filed in this report.
Thursday's plenary was a special session for the upper chamber to meet with the service chiefs and heads of security agencies on the state of security across the country. Shortly before spending over 4 hours meeting behind closed doors, the President of the Senate appealed to the heads of Nigeria's security apparatus to be honest with the lawmakers on the situation of things, assuring that the red chambers will give their full support to the fight against insecurity.
This Senate, or even the entire National Assembly, is and will remain a partner in progress with you. We appreciate what you are doing because we know that you are doing your best with what you have at hand.
Senator Ahmed Lawan declined to disclose the outcome of their meeting, but there are insinuations that the meeting would have bordered on new strategies and funds to prosecute the security challenges in Nigeria.
They answered questions from distinguished senators bordering on security, insurgency, terrorism, kidnapping, and other topical national security matters of interest to the Parliament.
Meanwhile, the President of the Senate said after the Salah break, the Senate will receive reports of its committees on Petroleum Industry Bill and the Electoral Act Amendment Bill for consideration.
It is still our desire, our design and determination to pass the Petroleum Industry Bill before the end of May by the grace of God. Ditto, our committee on INEC, we still have to do some little work, and we hope to pass the Electoral Act Amendment before we go on summer recess.
Senator Lawan, however, noted that the upper chamber will continue to hold committee meetings all through the break that would last from Thursday 6th May till Tuesday 18th of May 2021. From the National Assembly, Georgina Ndukwe-Zayeka, Silverbird News 24.
Now, the FCT administration has dismissed report of alleged closure of some schools located at its border communities following threat of terrorist attacks. Media report on Wednesday alleged that management of some private schools in Buhari town have taken proactive action to proceed on forced vacation to avert unprovoked attack and kidnapping of their students. Briefing newsmen in Abuja, Acting Secretary in charge of education in the FCT debunked the report and assured of the safety of school-age students following deployment of security operatives to all soft targets in the capital territory.
As we speak, all our schools are in session, and no school, either public or private school in FCT, is shut down as we speak. And we don't have any reason to shut down any of our schools. We also need to know that some of the private institutions in FCT, not only in FCT, in the country, are going on break after their first semester exam, particularly private university, private institutions.
The Department of State Services have created a forum where the head of all tertiary institutions meet regularly, and I think now they will make it a monthly to ensure that security strategies, particularly with reference to the threat to our educational institution, are addressed adequately. And as such, there was a meeting with some Veritas University and other institutions.
In a related development, parents of 29 released students of College of Forestry at Faka, Kaduna are in jubilation after the release of their children by their abductors. On a visit to the school on Thursday, the parents said it has not been easy but appreciate God and thanked everyone who helped in the release of their children. The students will be reunited with their parents on Friday after going medical examination.
It's a happy moment for us, a very happy moment for all the families. If you go and look at the faces of the parents that are here, you know that we are very happy. And today mean a lot to us. 58 days ago was a moment of trauma for us.
Over 56 days, I was encountering a sleepless night.
Overjoyed. I didn't sleep last night because of the joy. I didn't sleep last night. Yes, I'm really happy. As you can see, we are excited. That is why we are dancing. Glorify the name of God for rescuing our children.
Meanwhile, the governing All Progressives Congress has appealed to Nigerians to support President Muhammadu Buhari as he works towards finding a permanent solution to the nation's security problems. This appeal was contained in a statement titled APC welcomes release of 29 Kaduna College students, which was signed by the party's National Secretary, Senator John, in Abuja. He said the APC was delighted about the release and safe return of 29 students abducted from the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, in Kaduna State. He urges Nigerians to continue to support the present administration efforts to bring a permanent solution to the current security challenges in the country. Now, the newly posted Commissioner of Police to Imo State, Abutu Yaro, is talking tough. Abutu, who took over the leadership of the Imo State Police Command from his predecessor, Nasir Mohammed, is a fellow of the National Defense College and the immediate past Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Command. In his briefing after he met with senior officers and various tactical unit heads of the command, he assured residents that the command under his watch will deploy a more tactical and people-oriented approach to securing the state from criminal elements.
Then the most important thing is that permit me to use this opportunity to reassure residents of Imo State, indigenous of Imo State, that the security forces are willing, ready, and able, and equally determined to provide them a safe and secure environment whereby they can pursue their businesses peacefully, they can have a peace of mind to sleep with their two eyes closed at home.
And the Bayelsa State government has banned street trading and ordered the removal of illegal structures and traders along major markets in Yenagoa metropolis. According to the governor, Dewey Doye, the ban is to curtail rising cases of insecurity around markets in the state. He recorded that at the inception of his administration, illegal traders and structures were evacuated from the Swale market to bring sanity to the area, but expressed regrets that it has again been occupied by miscreants and traders. He also directed that mobile court be reinstated at the Swale market to curb illegal trading and persecute offenders.
traders who have taken over the roads from where they were dislodged. I hereby direct the Special Advisor on Security and his team to immediately swing into Swale Market again. Therefore, from today, no street trading should be found in and around Swale Market and all other markets within the Bayelsa State Capital. And you are hereby directed to synergize with all security agencies, as we have been doing, to carry out a 24-hour patrol of Swale Market area and its environs, and all other markets, to ensure that the peace and security of the state will continue, and our citizens and those in Bayelsa can sleep with their two eyes closed.
Vice President Professor Yemi Osibajo has inaugurated the Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal Training School in Owalero, Delta State, with a mandate to improve personnel capacity. Speaking at the occasion, the Vice President said a robust partnership between states and the federal government was needed to promote sustainable development in the country. He added that the greater the cooperation between states and the federal government, the greater the development that Nigerians would witness. On his part, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Baboye Oyeyemi, said the training school will strengthen road traffic management in the country.
But of more significance for our gathering here today is the remarkable strides that the Federal Road Safety Corps has made in its quest for top quality manpower development through the building of its own training institutions. The Corps has, within its short span of existence, come up with 4 world-class institutions. The existence of these institutions reflects the laudable desire of the Corps to improve the capacity and competence of its personnel in road safety management.
Reflect our commitment to put this institution, these facilities, to the best in line with its design and purpose. No doubt, this institution will impact positively on the social economic activities of the host community.
This project that's about to be commissioned is a good example of what can happen when there is understanding, cooperation and synergy between the national and sub-national governments, irrespective of political affiliations. We know that the project will stretch our already limited resources, but we're also confident that in the final analysis, the benefits of locating the school in our state far outweigh the costs.
The Nigeria Labour Congress is partnering with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to provide affordable housing for workers and all citizens across the country. National President of NLC, Ayuba Waba, however, pointed out that the government was not doing enough to ensure that Nigerians are able to access the houses that are being built. Comrade Waba revealed this at a groundbreaking ceremony of a housing estate for workers on the outskirts of the Federal Capital Territory.
Shelter is a critical requirement for every Nigerian, but it is still a commodity that is far beyond the spending capacity of an average Nigerian worker. Despite the fact that contributions of the Federal Housing Fund over the years form a critical fraction of the capital base of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, many of the so-called affordable housing estates being built by developers are priced beyond the reach of the average worker. Things have become so critical that Labour warns that many of these housing estates, which remain empty while a generality of Nigerians are homeless, may soon be forcibly taken over.
Time will come when poverty will push all of us to one corner, that when you find an empty house, you just go and enter. And I saw one. If you are going to Kaduna around that rock is a house built by Federal Mortgage Bank. And because they couldn't sell it, people went there and occupy the building. Yes, we are reaching that point because it doesn't make sense when 90% of the people are below the poverty line and then 10 people are the ones that are super rich and we are building for the 10%. No, we should build for the 90%.
workers have taken to self-help, banding into cooperatives and groups to access large parcels of land. But the same challenges that are decades old come back to haunt them.
We yet again plead with you to still tell the government that we need access to housing. When we started looking for houses, none of us was able to afford the 10% down payment. And that is what led us to find our own solution. None. We are not able to afford the houses in Abuja. We are not able to afford the down payment. And that is why we are here.
This project, undertaken by a cluster of workers, is a typical example of a seamless cooperation between labor and management.
Now, labor unionism is all about the welfare of workers. And it is not possible for somebody else to know about your welfare more than yourself. And that is why unionism must be respected, unionism must be accommodated, and there must be synergy between management and unionism at all times.
The Housing for All moniker is one that has been overflogged over the years, while many Nigerians cannot boast of houses of their own. There is obviously a dire need for a change in strategy.
You're watching Newsblitz, reaching you live from Abuja studios. We'll be back with more reports after this break. Do stay with us. Stakeholders in the education sector have advocated for an improvement in the quality of education in schools across the country. They say children will learn faster and better if they have access to books and if new learning and teaching modules are adopted. Aundina Ingia brings us this report.
A report by UNICEF says 1 in every 5 of the world's out-of-school children is in Nigeria. About 10.5 million of the country's children aged 15 to 14 years are not in school. A lot could be said to have caused this, but could the cost of quality education just be one of the causes?
In the church I attend, I don't want to mention the name in public. Why can't we give scholarship to indigent people, those whose offerings and tithes build the universities? One of my daughters attended one of the schools. I paid 780,000 per annum. How many parents can pay that? So we really need to rethink not just our educational system, the way we do things.
Education experts and teachers have often complained that part of school curriculum are simply out of sync with modern-day realities. They say adopting new techniques in learning and teaching could make a difference.
Cognitive reasoning. Now, this is the next level of education, and it doesn't have to be something that's taught in a way that's overly complicated. It just means your level of understanding, and it's not just understanding on a simple level, it's understanding complex themes. A child doesn't have to be in secondary school level before their cognitive reasoning skills are fully developed, and reading stories specifically will help that.
A nation, they say, cannot develop beyond the quality of education it provides for her citizens. This is why players in the education sector must be proactive.
My big brother here was narrating his experience growing up as a child, and why he was able to reach where he is today was because he has access to knowledge, to education, and to books. And if we don't give every Nigerian child that opportunity, it means that we are going to have a future where we are not going to have people to lead us.
He came up with another program again, which has to reduce children that are going about begging in the street or hawking. He came up with a special task force called Edu Marshal. These Edu Marshal are being distributed to different points in the state. They pick up children that are begging on the street and return them back to the school.
As the conversation continues, one would hope that relevant authorities will act to ensure that the standard of education in Nigeria is improved. From Abuja, Aondina Inga, Silverbird News 24.
In a bid to foster collaboration between the Silverbird Group and government agencies, the president of Silverbird Group, Guy Moriburs, has said Silverbird is ready to partner with government agencies to help them achieve their mandates. He disclosed this on Thursday in Abuja when he paid a controversy to the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and the Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Margaret Obo has details.
Guy Moriburs arriving at the NHIS headquarters in Abuja. He is received by officials of the NHIS. After complimenting the great work being done by the leadership of the NHIS, he informs them of the purpose of his visit.
In rural Nigeria, the individual who is a market seller, the market woman or farmer, who has no access, how do you capture, how does the average person far away in Jigawa gets captured under NHIS?
The NHIS Executive Secretary Mohammed Sambo is delighted at the visit by the president of the Silverbird Group. He believes Silverbird can be instrumental in creating more awareness, which will ensure rural dwellers are also able to benefit from the insurance scheme.
There is an agreeable matrix of coverage that the rural dwellers, the poor people, must be subsidized. There must be subsidy for them if they are to effectively join a preparedness case. We are trying to ensure that we spearhead the development of innovative financing that will also bring chunk of money, billions of naira into the national insurance scheme with a view to providing subsidy to these people.
From the NHIS, Guy Moriburs has come to the headquarters of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council office. He is received and welcomed by the NEPC boss.
Okay, so she does all this, so no one has no
Shagun Awolowo speaks on the need for the export of cash crops and other made in Nigeria products.
Nollywood is the largest, one of the largest film, or what do they call it, in the world.
Third largest in the world.
Yeah, but what is it making in terms of foreign exchange?
Not much.
That is it.
Not much.
Meanwhile, a blockbuster film that comes out in California, you know, a blockbuster film comes and it goes crazy. They are looking at $800 million on one movie.
This whirlwind tour has finally brought the president to the NCDC headquarters in Abuja.
Really happy to welcome you at the NCDC today. Yeah, forward to engaging further.
Here, the DG of the NCDC commends media organizations like Silverbird News 24 for the tremendous role they played in the fight against COVID-19.
We recognize the role that the media played and the Silverbird Group specifically played, especially in reaching a certain target audience in Nigeria, which is very important to us. We do take our media relationship fairly seriously because we have to reach somehow 200 million Nigerians and maybe more. Individually, collectively, in the institutions, organizations, schools, churches, in a very complex country.
This visit to the NCDC wrapped up the Thursday tour by Guy Moriburs and his team. From Abuja, Margaret Ogbo, Silverbird News 24.
Now, leading paid TV company Star Times has again put smiles on the faces of its customers during the Ramadan period. On Friday, some of its active and new subscribers got goodie bags, which they were delighted to receive. Shago Jumo tells us more.
Ramadan is a period of prayers, reflection, and giving. In line with that spirit, Star Times is out yet again to put smiles on the faces of some of its new and active subscribers. It is Friday morning and this team from Star Times has come to the Apuri settlement area of Abuja to meet this lucky winner. She tells me what she loves about the Star Times brand.
I love watching telenovela movies,
That's basically why I subscribe to Star Times, so that I can have access to those interesting movies.
Next, the team has come to see this meat seller, Abdulmalik Abdurrahman. His business is located at the Apo Mechanic area. Abdulmalik may be the lucky winner, but his friends are just as excited as him.
Now, because they maintain customer, because we don't know Star Time way. I like Star Time way. That don't go and Simna TV, I go see now. That's sport. Yeah, sport.
Finally, we have come to the Kado area to meet Idaye Essien. Off camera, she tells me her children love Star Times because of the great entertainment package it has to offer them. But she has her favorite channel.
Dove TV, that is my favorite channel, and I love it so much because it's everything. Once it's live, you enjoy it more. The signal, everything is okay.
The smiles on these faces make all of this worthwhile for Star Times.
Really exhilarating because it's one thing for you to have subscribers, and it's one thing for your subscribers to appreciate you.
And all they have to say is,
thank you very much, and I pray that you will increase more. The pray for you, make a customer to come.
I want to thank you for this beautiful gift you offered me. I'm thankful, and I want to encourage people to continue to show us more interesting channels. If it means adding more stations, I'll make it more interesting for us.
The Ramadan season may be rounding up soon, but Star Times is assuring its new and active subscribers it will continue to provide them with matchless first-class entertainment. Shego Jumu, Silver News 24.
And on the forest in the Zulu Queen, Matfombi Zulu, who died unexpectedly last week, has been buried in a private ceremony in South Africa's KwaZulu-Natal province. She was appointed regent of the country's largest ethnic group in March following the death of her husband, King Goodwill. The Queen's death at 65 has triggered a bitter family feud and a past struggle over the succession. The family has dismissed rumors that she had been poisoned. And in sport, Manchester United comfortably moved into the Europa League final despite losing to Roma in the second leg. A Serie side needed to score 5 goals after Edison Cavani opened the scoring for United in Rome. Then Zeko and Brian both netted in 3 second-half minutes for Roma before Cavani headed the other goal. And that's Newsblitz for today. Remember, the coronavirus is a deadly disease. Always wash your hands regularly with soap for at least 20 seconds, or you can use a hand sanitizer. Now, do not forget to wear face masks when outside and also maintain physical distancing. Thank you for watching. I am Grace Ike. Good evening.